Alright boys, I wanted to do one of these walkie-talkie videos out here in Bangkok. I've just finished up with Muay Thai training, so aura is on point. I feel like I'm in a social flow state. I'm recording this video outside in public. I'm talking loud, radiating that ZFG type of aura. I actually really recommend that you boys do that. Just starting your day with some form of physical activity. Like, I love going to the Muay Thai gym because you essentially tick two boxes at once. Like, I get the social interaction, I get the camaraderie with other guys, like we're joking around, we're shooting the shit, we're training. And I also get that invigorating feel of intense physical exercise. Do you know what I mean? I just find like starting my day in this way, it just sets me up for the rest of the day. It's like I get that needy little bitch beaten out of me early on, and then I'm ready to dominate the day. But that's not actually what I wanted to talk about in this stream. I wanted to put this one together because I know there's a lot of guys who stumble across my content and they've never done a direct call approach in their entire lives, or maybe they have, but maybe it was half-assed, or maybe they were involved in daytime call approach a couple of years ago and then maybe they've taken a break, they're on a hiatus, they've not done it for a long time, so they feel like a beginner again. So what I wanted to do in this live stream is give you a very practical blueprint that anybody can follow to make you 93% more confident with daytime cold approach within the next 7 days. So yesterday we had our weekly Entourage group coaching call. So if you don't know what the Entourage is it's my private network, okay? So for guys who are serious about taking this skill set to the moon, who want to connect with other like-minded action takers, who want to work with me directly, who want to get coached by me one-to-one in person. That's what the Entourage is. So I assemble the best action takers that I can find, and you'll find them inside the Entourage. But anyway, every single Sunday, 5 p.m. UK time, we have a group coaching call. And one of our guys on the group coaching call yesterday, and he encountered a bit of a problem. So he has recently moved from, let's just call it a lively party town somewhere in Spain, and now he's moved back home into more of a small, quiet city. So his issue was, how do I transfer the social momentum from this lively, hectic, flamboyant city where essentially I can just walk out my door and I can talk to people? Like, how do I do that in a smaller city where the opportunities are not as fierce, basically? So whenever anybody is encountering problems, we just talk about it, all right? We get everybody around, have these discussions, and yeah, the amount of value that was shared on the call yesterday was extreme. But probably the best piece of advice that was given to this guy was to just do one direct call approach per day, right? Nothing groundbreaking, nothing crazy. Just do one. Just do one direct cold approach a day and set that intention to do it for the next 7 days. I think if you can make a habit out of doing it, then you become what you practice, right? But I think sometimes when we set goals like, oh, I'm gonna do one direct cold approach every single day of the year, I think that's stretching it a little bit, because you don't know what's gonna happen over the space of 365 or sometimes 366 days. But I think if you can set that intention every single day for these next 7 days, that you just say to yourself, right, I'm just gonna do one a day for the next 7 days. And these approaches that you do, they're purely to build momentum, right? Just start viewing the rep as the rewards. You don't need to be having these 10-minute poetic masterpieces. You don't need to put unnecessary pressure on yourself to be perfect. It's literally set the intention every single day before you leave the house. It's important that you set the intention before you leave, right? So rather than just stepping out of your house, living like an accident, we want you to be living deliberately. I really apologize, the sirens are gonna come in quite fierce. So you might wanna skip forward. Fucking hell, man. It's all kicking off today. Love this city, man. Love this city. So before you leave the house, it's so important that you set the intention. So before you leave the house today, maybe you're already outside. All you need to do is say to yourself, when I see somebody who interests me, I will go over, I will approach them, and I will give them a compliment. What I found to be true after coaching hundreds of guys this skill is intention is the precursor to creation. If you don't set the intention, then what usually happens is you'll let a lot of opportunities slide, then you'll get stuck in your head, then you'll start ruminating in your own egoic self-absorption, and then you'll be one of those guys online who says, cold approach doesn't work. Cold approach works as long as you do, right? But you need to be strategic about it. Set the intention. Say to yourself, when I see somebody who interests me, I'll go over and I'll give them a compliment. Because what that is doing is it's lubricating you. You've already made the decision in your mind. So it's like you're already able to experience the success in advance. So therefore, when you do see that woman who interests you, it's not going to come as a surprise because you've already set that intention. And as well, for these next 7 days, you don't need to be approaching the absolute stunners. It's just getting into the habit of going over to somebody, female ideally, and just leaving them better than you found them. Like, this doesn't need to be difficult. It doesn't need to be this high stress, militant, must go out, must do the thing, otherwise I'm an unlovable piece of shit. Dude, it's just talking to people. It's literally just talking to people. And what I found to be true is social skills, like the art of communication, it's rapidly degrading. Like even in the circles I swim in these days, like, you know, I meet a lot of high achieving guys who are making a lot of money. They've got a lot of materialistic success, but they don't know how to communicate with people. It's like they're stuck in their rooms 16 hours a day, slaving over their laptop, taking Zoom meetings with people that they don't really like. And it's like, as soon as they go outside to talk to people, they don't know how to interact with the world. So all you need to focus on is the first 3 seconds. All you need to focus on when you see somebody that you like, let your legs carry you. Let your legs do the walking and let your mouth do the talking. As soon as you just say, excuse me, now you have to say something else. Like, for most guys, it's just getting those first few words out that's the hardest part. So you've set the intention. When you see somebody, it might be a 43-year-old milkshake who's just walking outside to put a scratch card on. See the person, just say fuck it. That can be like your anchor word to take action. Just say fuck it, start walking over, and then just say excuse me. Because as soon as you've got that excuse me out, you've got her attention. Now she's looking at you. Now she's expecting you to say something. All you need to say is, listen, just saw you walking past me, would have regretted this. You look incredible. What are you doing today? Oh, I'm gonna go put a scratch card on. That's nice. You look like that type of woman. Have a good day, right? This should be fun. Yeah, I think there's just way too much content online which takes all this stuff so seriously. Oh, dude, you need to push, you need to pull, you need to neg. Oh, has she hooked yet? Vibe, stack, learn all these models. Dude, it's like, you're literally just going out the house to talk to people because that's gonna make them feel good and you're gonna feel good from doing it because belief follows action, right? So for the next 7 days, every time that you leave the house, just set that intention. You might do more than 1 a day, but I think that if you just set the intention of doing 1 a day, then if you exceed your expectations and do 3 on 1 day, then you'll get a nice spike of dopamine rather than saying to yourself, I must do 5 every single day. And then 1 day you might do 4 and then you get depressed because you didn't hit the milestone. It's like, no, dude, you still did 4. So just set that intention. 1 day, every single day for the next 7 days, you're gonna go out the house and you're just gonna do 1 direct cold approach. And even after you've just done 1, you've already done something that 99% of guys are never gonna have the balls to do in their lives. And then you're gonna have momentum behind you. Even if the approach is shit, even if you go over to somebody and you give them a compliment and they just walk off, celebrate the win. One thing I would say is actually push yourself with this. Like, don't just half-ass an approach. Like, don't go over to a woman, say excuse me in a really timid voice, and then she doesn't hear you, and you're like, oh, well, at least I tried. No, like, you actually need to get her attention. Like, the approach doesn't count unless she's actually stopped and he's actually looking at you. So I need you to actually push yourself. If you're actually serious about developing this skill set, then you need to push yourself, right? I can give all the motivation in the world, but a personal trainer can't lift the weight for you. So you need to go out there. You actually need to want this. It's not doing your best. It's doing what is necessary, okay? So every single day, next 7 days, go out. And the intention that you're leading with is, I just want to make these women feel beautiful. I want to leave her better than I found her. Nobody's allergic to a compliment. And then just think how you're going to feel. Yeah, imagine how you're going to feel at the end of every single day, knowing that you've took that difficult action. Yeah? And it's just like understanding who you're becoming through this process. If by this time next week, you've done 7 direct call approaches, dude, you're going to feel like a fucking winner. You're going to celebrate. Then you're probably going to want to do more. Yeah, because like the more you win, the more you want to win. So yeah, that's my challenge to you for this week. And I really hope that this is useful. Nice and practical, nice and simple, something that anybody can try. And if you have been out of the game for a long time, let's say you're watching this stream and maybe you've been on a 2-year hiatus and you're getting back into the game again, then what I'll do is I'll link a video in the description and in the comments of one of the guys who is in the Entourage, George, who has now got himself a long-term girlfriend through cold approach. And I'll link a video that I made with George. And it's literally a video which is, it's directly made for guys who have been out the game for a while and they want to get back into it. So I'll link that video with George below. I hope that you found this useful. If you have found it useful, drop it a like. If you're not subscribed, then consider doing that, because I make a new live stream every single day. And yeah, hopefully you find these things valuable. I enjoy making them. Pigeon just flew past me. I'll speak again tomorrow. All right.